and welcome to Tea, Talk and Theatre with Preeti Gautam. Today we have with us Dr. Malvika Sabharwal. She's an Indian gynecologist and obstetrician practicing at Jeevan Mala Hospital, New Rohtak Road, Karolbagh, Apollo Spectra Hospital, New Rohtak Road, Karolbagh, and at Jeevan Mala Clinic, Vasant Vihar. She has been awarded Padma Shri by President of India. She has also received Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Excellence Award. Besides that, she has many other achievements in her kitty, which I simply forgot because the terms were so confusing that I thought to pick the best two. Hi, ma'am, how are you?
Very well, Preeti, and what a lovely introduction. Thank you very much, Preeti Gautam.
Thank
That
you
was
so
excellent.
Thank you so much. It's simply my honor to have you on my show, and I hope that I have correctly introduced you.
More than that, I think your warmth and the cheer which was effusing was enough. So I just loved it. Thank you very much, Preeti. That was very kind introduction.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And you're looking lovely. It doesn't feel for me that I am sitting opposite a renowned doctor, especially a gynecologist.
It's amazing how people just take gynecologists or for that matter doctors that they have to be wearing a sari which is raw silk and they would be carrying a big thela just like for the journalists they have that impression, so they have this preconceived notion that that's the way they should be looking. So
True.
I think we should correct that.
So are you one of those doctor who does her duty 100% and then chill also?
Preeti, frankly, when I'm working, it's like a different world. It has to be very disciplined, no doubt. I think I'm extremely thoda sa zyada, dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's.
Ma'am, Jeevan Mala just completed 100 years in patient care. So,
Yes.
so how does it feel? And what were the difficulties came in your way? It is difficult to keep that quality for so many years and ensure that each patient feels satisfied and safe under your supervision.
It's a very, very pertinent question, Preeti. Actually, the life has been like you are on a conveyor belt. When you reach the airport, you put your luggage on the conveyor belt. It has to keep moving, moving, moving all the time. That's the way you have to be 24/7 on the alert, making sure that things are doing correctly. They're being done because basically you're responsible for the patient. And if you're heading a department, for that matter, my husband and I both have a very responsible post of being responsible vicariously for everything that happens in the hospital or even otherwise. So, like you said, 100 years of Jeevan Mala Hospital, it's a huge honor. And if you look back at your parents and the grandparents and all the kind of legacy they've left, it's a crown that you wear. I will not say it's a thorn, but it's not a thorn crown. It's something which is a lot of responsibility associated with that. And I think we are, with God's grace, I mean, His doing that we've got we have been able to manage and we happily so carry on for all these years. We have been doing that.
I make sure whenever I call my any guest, I do my homework. So for the same reason, I did visit Jeevan Mala Hospital, and I'm very honest on that it did not look very appealing from exterior. But I must say that the kind of treatment and the kind of care you get from each staff, from your entrance to peon to the doctor to the assessing doctor, was overwhelming. Even the rooms, I did see rooms where you get discharged after your delivery. They were such fantastic rooms, spacious rooms, clean, tidy. So it did not attract me from when I did look from outside, but my perception completely changed. As a patient, certainly we are not looking for appealing infrastructure, or we're looking for treatment is our utmost priority, and that is what you're known giving the best.
Thank you very much, Preeti. Let me tell you, that's a huge compliment that you've given because it's really the truth that, like you said, Jeevan Mala Hospital, the facade is very, very old, and we have not changed the walls. The walls have coming down from Dr. Vinay's grandfather's time, and they're just coming like that. And we have been we are just kind of renovating it and doing whatever best one can do. But the
Right.
people there have a lot of warmth in them, and the care that you get is something which is very important to us. So we constantly take the feedbacks and try and correct any problems, because of course we have a lot of issues. Just like they say, even one little fish can spoil the pond, so anything can happen. So we are constantly striving towards excellence. The reason, because we cannot afford to have problems. So Vinay Sabharwal running in a small hospital, and he has to make sure that we get the best of things, because whether it is fire safety, like you've heard of all those tragedies happening, if
Yeah.
something happens in Bombay or anywhere, for the patient care and the hospital care, he is going out of the way to make sure things do happen in place.
And that's the reason you are known in entire country. People know you by Jeevan
Oh,
Mala and they have full trust on you. How do you manage your personal and professional life? Because being a gynecologist, you need to be available 24 into 7. So how do you keep glowing after working 24 into 7 also? So that's the question to be.
well, that's a very interesting question. Let me tell you, Preeti, I am a very busy gynecologist and a very dedicated doctor. There's no doubt about it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I love being a woman. I love being the lady of the house. But then if you're enjoying it, you just love it. So you don't want to miss out on enjoying being a woman, doing all whatever. I love music, dance, and everything. You don't have to miss out on that.
Right.
So it's just passionate about it.
So, as you said, I love being a woman. Unfortunately, people in our country, women, they simply neglect their health. They only go to gynecologist when they're expecting or they're planning a child. So, how important it is for each woman to go for their annual checkup and what to expect in it.
Preeti, this is so important. I mean, if you're going to be telecasting to people, they must know this, that health is something, it's only once you lose it that you'll know that what you've lost. You can have so many other things, but health cannot come back. And the simplest way to know is, okay, you remember your birthday, you'll never forget. You remember Diwali, you remember Independence Day. So associate your health with at least once in a year getting your annual checkup done. And this should start as early as very early. But after 40 years, every lady must realize that they have to look after not only their blood test, a routine, simple baseline blood test should be done at 40 years, or even earlier for that matter, looking at the lifestyle these days,
Right.
and have it done annually. And have yourself disciplined into doing your exercise. Now, for exercises, whether you're falling into whichever frame, when you're young or whichever age group you're looking at, you must make sure that your BMI, that means your height and your weight should be falling into a certain criteria. Otherwise, you'll be there a easy prey for diseases. You should have your regular health checkups, like doing your ultrasound, such a simple, cost-effective modality to pick up a lady's health. The uterus, tubes, and ovaries, the whole configuration is picked up so beautifully by the ultrasound, and you will know as to where you are. A simplest thing, which hardly costs you anything, done once a year. You may be buying clothes, but you're not bothered about your health, which is so amazingly, I think, so sad.
It is.
We have friends coming from America, and they would say, Malvika, why people are not aware that they should take out even they should even use a holiday for their own health. It's only for your own health that you're looking at.
Right.
But nobody wants to take a chutti. And they think doctors, well, they are taken so much for granted, which is, you're right, Preeti. They should be aware that your regular scans, your DEXA scan, your sonomammogram, early detection of breast cancer, the most important thing. Below 50 years, it's only ultrasound breast that you do. After 45 years, you make a mammogram as a planned investigation. But it should be done on a regular basis. There's no shortcut to that. Exercises, do your cardiovascular, your half hour walking, your stretches, your yoga, your meditation, and your weights. I think that's the most important thing. And let me tell you, I have to also add, the patients normally, when I give them this, they said, Doctor, do you also get all this done? I said, yes, I do. Do you also do your exercise? I said, yes, I do. Even in rain, even in sunshine, I would do that exercise, that half an hour bit, because I don't want to tell lies, but
Yes,
I do.
absolutely.
Which is, you're right, Preeti. They should be aware that your regular scans, your DEXA scan, your sonomammogram, early detection of breast cancer, the most important thing. Below 50 years, it's only ultrasound breast that you do. After 45 years, you make a mammogram as a planned investigation. But it should be done on a regular basis. There's no shortcut to that.
We as an Indians are not really well aware of our health. Uh, we are not going to doctor directly. We would rather go to our friends and check with them without realizing that they are not the appropriate or right people to show us the direction. We would ask our friend, tell us, is it important to get a pap smear done? And the friend would say, no, 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 you only get it done once in 5 years. So that is where I feel that, you don't really take it seriously because we are not well aware. And second thing I feel, uh, people feel is waste of money. It would take 5 6 thousand rupees for nothing if nothing comes in a report. That is our mentality. Maximum number of people feel this. Better to have early detection than landing into somewhere where you don't know what and how things to be managed.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You pointed out two things.
Yeah.
Number one, that awareness is not there. So,
Yes.
for awareness, initially, I remember a lot of media people were trying to cover me because I had started laparoscopic surgery.
Okay.
And let me tell you, as early as so many years, I was telling them, my dear, your health, your annual checkups should be told, you should have these, like Hindustan Times has got a health column. You should be covering simple things which people should be aware of, that they should be doing it as on a routine, whether it is the food that they take, whether whatever,
Right.
whatever the transition from a younger age to a perimenopausal age to a menopausal age, everything should be by and large. Health checkups are available in very many hospitals on a regular basis. And also, there are, I know that in our hospital we do have the Women's Day program, wherein the 8th of March you do have special discounts and all that stuff
Wow.
also. So one thing, they should reach out to the hospitals for a health checkup, wherein examination and simple things will be done. And in case there's something which is picked up, it is very important, because yes, the other thing you said was timely intervention is what we are looking at. Early
Right.
detection of a problem. If you were to pick up a breast, even a nodule early, let me tell you, there are such beautiful surgeries available today. There are ways of managing abnormal pap smear and other things. So any disease, any problem which picked up on time, you'll be able to manage much better. And today, the treatment is not that expensive. One cannot say that. If you're sitting in Canada and all, even your ultrasound date may come after 3 months or 6 months, or MRI may come after 1 year. In India, it's all available to you. It's not so expensive, Preeti. It's actually important to be aware that you have to have a checkup.
Right, that's true. So, ma'am, these days, girl children, they get period at a very early age. I believe around 9 to 10 years. There was an instance when the mother asked me that she's just 9.5 and she's got periods. So, is it normal? Do I have to go to a doctor? I'm not feeling very good about it. And she was upset because I remember I got my periods when I was 13. So honestly, I didn't know what to answer because I don't know, is it normal? It's not normal. But I certainly have heard that there are girls who are not even 10 and they're getting periods. So is it normal? Not normal. And what is the reason behind it?
Okay, so the first thing, that it's okay in case you start your periods early. I mean, and that's also a fact, Preeti, that earlier the girls were getting it much later, like maybe 12 years, 13 years. So that was considered as normal. But today there is a large percentage of girls who are getting it as early as 9 to 10 years. So you do have patients who are having an early periods, and the mothers being, they do get worried. You're absolutely right. And it's important for you to be guiding them
Yes.
that, firstly, if they have periods early, you have to wait and watch. Do not panic, but you have to explain it to the young girl that you started your periods, and it's a menstrual phenomena which happens every month. because a lot depends upon what you're telling the child who gets into the mind.
Right.
So it has to come every month for a schedule of 4 days and every 28 to 30 days. And there's nothing to panic. And also explain it to them that initially in the first or second year of starting periods, it may be irregular. It may not be every month. So nothing, you should not panic about that.
Okay.
And at starting at 9 or 10 years, but most important, the mother should know that there should be a concomitant, means simultaneously you see there should be changes in the breast, some hair growth on the pubic area, axillary area. So these things have to be checked that things are growing side by side. Also, it will be noticed that there's a growth spurt. It's called a puberty spurt, which
Right.
happens at this time. So that is very important to know that the child is actually growing and these are changes happening, and it's told to the child, and it's also told to them that the diet, the nutrition is very, very important because there's a spurt. And this is the time you started your period. So there is going to be a puberty spurt, and we should make sure that they have regular activities, and they should be, regular diet plan. They should eat healthy, they should exercise, and these things do help. But they should not be worried. But of course, in case it's only a just a period happening with no other breast changes, no other hair growth, then it is something wherein you should visit the doctor. Therein, you will be investigated for thyroid, for any other problems which we label as precocious puberty. You know, you have to look after certain other hormones. Ultrasound may be required, but there's nothing to panic, which is very, very rare.
All right.
Normally, these things are happening side by side, so don't have to get scared at all. It's a very small percentage which requires to visit the gynecologist or a pediatrician. There are three things which are really important. One thing is diet. Diet is very necessary. Periods are happening early because the nourishment is good. There's more protein, there is more. So there is a growth happening as a natural process in a young girl. But also, these things are very important. That diet is an important thing. The other thing that is important is what you already mentioned. Watching too much of television for a long period. These internet have a blue light which does stimulate the pineal gland, and
Okay.
that also has a big thing. So long hours of watching on the TV with the blue light, with the internet, I think it's been reported by various studies that it is affecting the growth of the child. There is no doubt about that. The other thing is, the sleep. Now the girls are watching TV till late. The sleep pattern is all erratic. You talked about mood swings during this time.
Yeah.
It's all related. They have to be channelized into a very disciplined manner. The
True.
sleep pattern also have to be looked into by the mother.
Okay. All right. So it's more of a parent's duty to, you know, to nurture them, to inhibit right things and take things in a positive manner. As you mentioned, it's important to talk to a child, talk to a girl child. Whereas I believe it's important to discuss these things even with a boy child. Because if you have a
Of
brother
course.
or sister, yes, which we don't do, unfortunately, we hide these things, periods, we don't talk in our family, we don't find this as a healthy discussion. So, it's equally important for a boy child to know that this is a monthly phenomena which a girl gets it when they grow, so that the boy knows it. When the child is informative, they know how to go about it. When the child doesn't know, it's
Yes.
where they land up in things, because they wants to know and they don't know, and then they land up looking or taking information or might be wrong information. It's important for
Yes.
parents to discuss this in a healthy manner.
Oh, yes. And I'm happy the schools have started having, PT. There never used to be counselors.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there are counselors in the school as well. They give you sex education and stuff, which
They
is
do.
so important.
Important.
All the boys and girls are being taught. And I think as a mother, it's our duty to tell the boys and the girls. Since we were discussing about the girls, the boys should also be very aware of their own physical growth, the adolescence, the healthy eating. And also, boys should be made aware about how girl is going to grow, and this is what happens. These are changes which are all physiological in the
Yeah.
boys and the girls, so that, like you said very correctly, that they should not be trying to they will try to seek information elsewhere which may not be correctly put.
Not many people who says that once you get your periods, your height don't grow. Is it right or wrong? But I'm a living example. I'm 5 feet 10 inches. I did grew, I think 3 inches more after getting my period. Even I want to know that was I a special case, or this happens with everyone? They can still grow after getting their periods.
Preeti, it's very true that since you had this spurt of growth, it can be, it can happen to everybody actually, if the mother, the parents handle it correctly. So to be aware that once they've started a periods, they can still grow is something so important. Now is, as a parent, your duty to make sure that the child is getting proper diet, which is going to support the puberty spurt which has come on. So that puberty spurt needs to be, kind of, you have to work towards it. So they should have a good diet. They should be encouraged to do exercises. Even they should be involved in the household chores. They should be able to manage things, move around. They should be encouraged to do games, outdoor activities, games like basketball, swimming. There's excellent games. And if encouraged correctly with proper nutrition and being disciplined, they can definitely grow in height. And this is part of your growing up. So when you talk of a change in a young girl or a boy, so you have to look after all this, because that is the time you suddenly see a girl, grown into maybe about almost 15 centimeters.
Right.
And you will be amazed that, oh, this is so amazing. They blossom so beautifully if handled correctly.
Okay. So can we exercise during our periods?
Yes, you can. Of course, the strenuous exercise may be avoided, but
Okay.
yes, you can. You can do simple exercises.
Healthy period should last for how many days?
Normally, there is, the period. Now, that's a myth. Then, in case it's only for 2 hours, it's wrong. Period can be, but it should be the same all through the cycle. The first couple of years when you started periods, or the time when they're stopping, that is the time that there can be little abnormal pattern.
Okay.
Let me just make you aware, the periods are happening every month because there is an axis. There's a brain, pituitary, and the ovarian axis, ovaries. They act in sync, and that's how the periods happen. When a girl turns menarche, that means when she starts her periods, that's the time there is a balance which is happening. So there are changes which are happening, and there can be a little bit of, maybe erratic kind of periods. Similarly, when the periods are stopping, they will again become a little erratic. There'll be mood swings, etc., etc. But otherwise, all through your this phase of menarche to menopause, you should have a regular period. And the period, in case for a girl it is 2 days, it's okay, 2 days. For a girl, it's 4 days, it's okay. But in case there's a change of pattern of a period, one should report to the doctor. Because in case there is intermittent spotting, in between the periods, there is spotting. If it was a 4 day cycle for all so many years, suddenly there is a period change like happening for 7, 8 days. That means you need to visit the doctor to check out. There's nothing like a fibroids or something else happening inside that should be looked into.
I need to know what is the cause of fibroids. Second, why does it become so heavy, and what is the right treatment for it?
So fibroids are basically, they're very commonly seen small tumors of the wall of the uterus. Now this is the wall of the uterus which holds the baby, and it's the uterus which bleeds every month. Is the uterus which has got an inner lining, the outer lining, and the muscle layer. So this is a uterus. It's got two ovaries on either side. Every girl has got two ovaries, one uterus. So the wall of the uterus, in case there's a small growth, the muscle, little fiber multiplies and becomes a little something like a marble. It becomes a little growth that's a fibroid in the wall of the uterus. Okay. Normally, a young girl who has not completed the family, we say, okay, now here you have fibroids, you better try and finish your family fast. because in case it's not giving you any problems, you finish your family because you don't know what kind of a turn you can take. Now, coming to the reason why you get them is they're normally hormone related tumors. They are estrogen dependent tumors.
All
They're
right.
seen at any, but nowadays there is more because girls don't get married on time, they don't have babies on time. So you see more and more fibroids happening these days,
Yes.
Otherwise, it was not that common. And the basic treatment is that you remove the fibroid in case need be. A small fibroid, which is just about a centimeter, if it is growing in the inside of the uterus, is going to cause bleeding, excessive bleeding, and you're going to report to the doctor, oh, I'm bleeding a lot. In case a very big fibroid may grow as much as a maybe a 3.5 kilos, 4 kilos, but it's growing all towards not here but outside. So when it grows outside, it will not cause anything inside. No bleeding is bleeding is not an issue. The
Okay.
girl may come to you, okay, urine ruk gaya hai. I'm not able to pass urine and things like that. So
Okay.
you may report to the doctor. But these fibroids need, like, there's no medication in so many years. So there are so many girls who say, okay, I'll take homeopathy, Ayurvedic, no treatment is available for this. Of course, the new hormones have come in. There
Okay.
are there are GnRH analogs which came in. And since I was doing a lot of work on fibroids, I tried them out, but they don't regress. Then
Okay.
there are other medications available. There are other medications. I will not, there are medications available, and you may use them for a certain time, especially when you know that there are situations.
Right.
But eventually, you do follow it up because you cannot ignore fibroids because of a simple reason. There was this case of cancer cervix which happened in USA, which became such a huge issue. So to a patient, as a doctor, I will never say, okay, just ignore it.
There's another thing to it that girls start taking contraceptive at the age of 18, 19, not because of any other reason, just because they have PCOS and they want to look nice. So is it healthy and is it safe to take contraceptive tablet?
Actually, it is the best thing for such girls, in a polycystic ovary. Now we are touching the topic of polycystic ovaries, which
PCOS.
again are very commonly seen.
Yes.
Very, very problem. It's a big problem, and so many girls are PCOS. Now, this PCOS has got certain features, like she may be obese, she may be very thin, she may have acne, and she may have hair growth, which is called hirsutism on the chin, on the sides, and generally on the body. So for them, basic problem is there's a dyshormonal pattern. The periods, the hormones are ups and downs. And for that matter, that is the reason why this is happening. And for them, the only treatment is to take a hormonal pill, which is like a contraceptive pill. But in case they have androgenic features like you yourself mentioned, acne and hirsutism, they should take a combination of oral contraceptive pill along with some other thing which also will affect. It's not for beautifying, it's basically to correct a dyshormonal pattern of the body. It's very important. They should be on, and it is safe. Like you asked me whether it's safe, it is
Yes.
very safe to take these medications even for a longer period. But of course, periodically they have to visit the doctor, maybe in 6 months' time or so, because any hormones which if you're taking, you should be aware that everything that you eat or drink goes through the liver. So one must visit a doctor at least once in 6 months.
Okay. So my last question, ma'am, that what is the common age in India females get their menopause?
Okay, now for menopause, earlier we used to say maybe 45 years they should be menopausal. So now the age has risen. It's gone beyond 50 years. You'll see a lot of young girls. And if you remember, like your grandmother or your mother never looked the same like what your grandmother looked at 50, or your mother looked at 50, or you look around, well, at 50, girls are looking just like 35 and earlier age. So that being so, the menopause also has nicely progressed. It's gone beyond 50 years. You should expect your periods, which are happening regularly, even at the age of 52, 53. And you should expect, and talking of menopause, to have a normal, regular menopause, you don't really need medication. this is something very, very important, Preeti, and I think that's an important message that all women should be aware that menopause is going to happen to everybody.
That's right.
Please be prepared for certain ups and downs, certain, certain hot flashes, some little sweating attacks. But remember, simple eating habits. And India, we have a lot of ghee, tori, all those green vegetables. It is the best thing to do is eat lots of vegetables, do lots of exercise, do you the same regimen of your cardiovascular exercise, walking, yoga, weights, and all. So be prepared for menopause going on to 50, 52, 55 is going to be normal. Doctor has to be your best friend.
Yeah, that's right. In India, it's saying that after God, it's doctor and teacher, because doctor save your life and teacher teaches you, which remains throughout with you. So it was lovely interacting with you, Dr. Malvika Sabharwal, and you're simply looking gorgeous. I need to know all the right things for myself. I should be following so that I can look the same at your age.
I loved the fact that you teach young children art and dramatics, etc., the stage, the theater, all that. I think teachers are the most important thing. That's the profession which can never be beaten because you are the makers of the doctors. Remember one thing, Preeti, you are the one who's going to get all the positivity out of the children, make them positive souls, going into professions of whatsoever kind in this world.